US Route 1 passes through Philadelphia as Roosevelt Boulevard. 8 lanes wide, big tree-lined median. And when you drive on it at night in the rain, it looks like black velvet covered in multicolored jewels from all of the broken auto glass that's just everywhere. It has not one, but 2 of the deadliest intersections in the country. I think that has to do with 2 things. One is it kind of divides the city in like where people live and where they go to get drugs. Now, the people will say that that's not true, but it is true. And the other part is, are you familiar with Philadelphia sports fans? The guys that threw the ice ball at Santa Claus and the diesel batteries at the referee, at the stadium that has a judge and a jail cell because they arrest so many people, they just try them right there, those folks. Imagine them driving. And you know who's on Roosevelt Boulevard. It's kind of like, what do you mean no left turn? It's my right to make a left here. That kind of driver. I have been a thrill ride aficionado all my life. I worked at Hershey Park for 5 years as a kid. I rode the super duper looper spread eagle across the front car through the loop and back. Unless I'm mistaken, I still have the record on the Pirate. That's that big ship that swings back and forth and hits the microphone. 113 rides in the back seat, and it took me all day. My son and I went out to Cedar Point, the roller coaster capital of the world, did all the roller coasters in one day. But if I had to pick thrill ride of a lifetime, I would say presidential motorcade. A silence fell over the crowd. I was working on the media team for Barack Obama's re-election campaign. That meant I was traveling all over the country with the president. We'd shoot him at events and use the footage for commercials. He was in Philadelphia doing a full day of events in the city with the governor of Pennsylvania and the mayor of Philadelphia. So we met up in the morning, very, very early, at a hotel in Center City. The first event was in the far northeast. So that means we're going to be traveling on, you guessed it, Roosevelt Boulevard. Now, this motorcade was the president's armored limo, governor's armored limo, mayor's armored limo, and then me and a cameraman and a driver in a Chevy Astro van. And everybody else was behind us. And the idea was we get to the event, the cameraman and I get out, run ahead, set up, shoot the event, run back to the van, and be ready to go when the president gets in the limo. Because what you have to understand about the presidential motorcade is the president is in most danger when he is between secured locations, as President Kennedy discovered. So when he gets in the limo, it goes, and it stops for nothing ever. No red lights, no stop signs, no squirrels in the road. It just goes. On either side of the motorcade are motorcycle cops. And it's their job to put their body and their motorcycle in front and to block every street that the president is going to pass. Now, all the major intersections have barricades and police there, but Roosevelt Boulevard cuts across Philadelphia on a diagonal, so there are literally hundreds of streets intersecting it. And all of these motorcycle cops have to block them. So the motorcade doesn't stop, but it does slow down a bit. So we go 90 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour. I'm wearing 50 pounds worth of gear. The seatbelt doesn't fit. So every time he hits the gas, I slam back against the seat. And every time he hits the brake, I hit the dashboard. 30 minutes to Northeast Philadelphia. We get out. We shoot the event. We get back in the motorcade. Where's the second event? South Philly. Back down Roosevelt Boulevard. But now Philadelphia has awakened. And they are not happy that the President of the United States has closed down their precious Roosevelt Boulevard. How dare he? So there are fistfights at the barricades between motorists and Philadelphians. And people are trying to sneak onto the road through parking lots. And when they do, Homeland Security and the Secret Service, they just swarm and push them off the road. But now the trip back down Roosevelt is 90, 10, 70, 20, 90, 10, 70, 20, 90. It's like being inside a maraca for 45 minutes. We get to the second event. I literally fall out of the van. I crawl to the sidewalk. I get to my feet. Everything's hanging off me. I'm trying to put myself back together. And who pops out of the limo looking fresh as a daisy? The President of the United States. He buttons his sport coat and shoots his cuffs. And he looks at me. Now, I would never say I know the President of the United States. But at this point in my career, I had worked with him for a number of years. And we had that kind of, oh, hey, how you doing kind of relationship. He recognized me. So he goes, what happened to you? Are you okay? And I said, and he said, all right, see you in there. Went in, shot the event, got back in the van for the motorcade, and continued to do that for 12 more hours. So if you like thrill rides, go into politics. Thank you very much.